Hi, 7th graders. Today you'll be working on lesson 6.2.7, Choosing a Solving Strategy. Make sure you have your book or online ebook open and you've showed your teacher your homework, and it's page 366 if you have a textbook. Make sure you have the title written down before you start the video again. Okay, 6.2.7, which method should I choose? Choosing a solving strategy. The 5D process and algebra tiles are useful tools for solving problems. Today, you will practice writing equations from word problems and solving them using any tools you know. You are developing an efficient set of tools to solve any word problem. Having a variety of methods will allow you to choose the one that makes sense to you and ultimately makes you a more powerful mathematician. First problem we'll do together is 6.128. Nick tried to use a symbolic method to solve 3x minus 6 equals 27, but he may have made a mistake. His work is shown below. If he did make a mistake, on which step did he make a mistake and what was his mistake? If he did not make a mistake, check his solution and write all correct. I would like you to pause the video so you can look at the problem and make a decision on your own first before I solve it. Once you have an answer written, you can play the video again. So if you look at the problem, it's 3x minus 6 equals 27. The first thing that Nick did was add 6 to make a zero group of a negative 6 and a positive 6. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other, so he also added 6 to the right side. So he has 27 plus 6. So that step looks good to me. Then on the left, he's left with 3x, and that would be correct because these canceled. And then 27 plus 6, that equals 33, so this step here looks good to me. Now to get x by itself, you have to divide by 3 to undo the 3 times x. So I divide by 3 on the left, divide by 3 on the right. That looks good. 33 divided by 3 is 11, so x equals 11. All of his steps look good to me. So I think it would be the last one that says, if he did not make a mistake, check his solution and write all correct. So the way we check a solution is we are going to replace x with the value we found for x, which is 11. So on your paper, if you haven't done this already, you should have replaced x with 11, and we're going to solve the equation. So if you haven't done this, make sure you're writing this in your notebook with me. Otherwise, you're just checking your answer. So I replaced x with 11. So I have 3 times 11 minus 6 equals 27. So now I'm going to solve. 3 times 11 is 33, minus 6 still. We're finding out if that equals 27. My computer froze on me. All right. 33 minus 6 is 27, and 27 equals 27. So that is correct. So you'll write all correct for your answer. All right, so make sure you have all of that work on your paper if you don't already. That says all correct. I hope you can read that. Okay, next one, 6.129. Nick represented the equation 3 times 2x plus 4 equals negative 6 on the equation map below. A says choose a strategy to solve for x. You may continue to use algebra tiles, or you may use symbols on paper. So since today is choosing a strategy, I'm going to show you both strategies. So the first strategy would be to use algebra tiles. So for this, the way I would set it up is I see that there are 3 groups on the left, and those align with 3 groups on the right here. So I would say that this group is equal to that group, and this group equals that group, and this group equals this group. Okay, so I'm simplifying it down. Another thing you could do is see that there's 6 negatives on the right, and then I can split up into 6 groups here on the left. So I would say that one row here equals one over here. So that would be using algebra tiles. And that makes it much simpler for me to see that 1x plus 2 is equal to -1. So that simplifies the equation a lot for me already without having to simplify more. So I would do, not 2, x plus 2 is equal to -1. And I hope that you see how I split those groups up. There isn't any way that I can simplify zeros on the left or on the right, and I can't do balanced sets because neither side are the same. But I can see that one group on the left is equal to one group on the right. So then this group would be equal to this one, this group would be equal to this one, and so on. So then I get down to the equation 1x plus 2 equals -1. Now I just need to solve for x. So I'm going to get x by itself, and to do that, instead of adding 2, I'll subtract 2. I'm doing the opposite, and I also have to do that on the right. So then on the left, I'm left with x, and a -1 plus a -2, I'll get more negative, and that would be x equals -3. Okay. The other thing I could have done, and I'm going to type this one, I think, is I can set it up as just symbols. So I could take this whole side and the symbols and equal to the right side here. So I could do, I'm going to count my x's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6x, plus, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tiles equals -6 on the right, and then I would go through and solve for x. So if you're adding anything, you have to first start with subtracting. Subtract -12, or subtract 12 from the right side, and on the left this will create a 0 group, a +12 and a -12, so I'm left with 6x, and -6 and a -12 together will equal -18. And then I can divide by 6, and 6 over 6 is 1. End up with 1x, which is what I want. So I have x equals, then I have -18 divided by a +6, and a negative divided by a positive would be negative. And 18 divided by 6 is 3. So here I also get -3. So either way works for you. I like simplifying it first and then coming up with an easier equation here. But either way you choose to, with algebra tiles or with just an algebraic equation, either way should get you the answer. So then B says check your answer. If your answer does not make the equation true, try solving the equation using a different strategy. So what they mean by checking my answer is I'm going to use the original equation here, which is 6x plus 12 equals -6, and I'm going to plug in -3 for x and see if that truly is the answer to the equation. So you need to be doing this work in your notebook as well, showing me that they do equal. So if x is really -3, the left side should equal -6 once I finish solving here. So 6 times -3 will give me -18, because a negative times a positive is a negative, plus 12 still equals -6. Okay, then -18 plus 12, so I'm going to get larger. I'm moving towards 0 on a number line. That would be -6 equals -6. So my answer does work out. -6 equals -6, which tells me that x does equal -3, and we were correct on both of our equations. So today I would like you to try 6-130 and 6-131 on your own in your notebook, so you'll need a book for that. And then once you have those done, you can show your teacher, and then you can get your homework 134 through 139 tonight. Good luck and have fun!